Women can't discern when a man doesn't like them. Do y'all agree or disagree with that? Because remember we talked about this whole discernment thing where women got all this discernment and this intuition and all these kinds of things. I said a lot of women are delusional. You create these scenarios and you believe the hype. You create it, you believe it yourself. You know that this man don't like you, but you still entertain him because you want to have sex with him. And you think that if you do that, that's going to change his mind. So you've already created this scenario in your head of how this is going to go. Oh, he's going to fall head over heels. It's a fairy tale. I'm going to give him a baby. And then he's going to be like, oh my God, I love this girl. So we can make a life with you. Y'all going to run off into the sunset, get you a house with the picket fences, have the babies, get married, and live happily ever after. They envision these romantic storylines. They envision this fantasy. They do it because deep down they would love that. This is why they also say, oh, it'll take a certain kind of man to put me in my feminine. They're thinking of the fairy tale. They're thinking of, oh, if I get a man who's going to treat me like a literal princess and run behind me and go out of his way to treat me so well and roll out the red carpet for me because I'm just so great. The part that they miss is you're only looking at the romantic gesture from his side of it. You're only looking at him treating you like something that you're really not. You're not a princess. You have these masculine women with face tattoos and tattoos over there covering their bodies, and you're masculine. You're these women who don't know, have never experienced love, but in your mind, you feel like you would want to be in these fantasy stories, and you want a man to just treat you that way in spite of. But I mean, take away this. If you are envisioning a fairy tale, look at the women in the fairy tale, child. Just stop looking at the man and what you want him to do when it comes to the white knight who's doing all this for you. Look at the women in the fairy tale. What do they look like? Are they 300 pounds? Are they masculine saying, what's up? What you want to do? Huh? What? Are they smoking cigarettes? Are they looking like a man? Are they acting like men? Or are they these kind of feminine creatures who are soft-spoken and very slim and girly with dresses on and talking in a feminine manner and acting in as such? Focus on that. If you want the fairy tale from the princess point of view, look at the princesses. Look at the potential princess. Look at how she looks, how she acts, how she moves. Look at that and understand that even if you wanted a man to treat you with respect and love and cherish you and all of these things, you need to be a certain type of woman for that type of man. Clearly, because clearly they're not looking at the princess. They're not looking at the women in these fairy tales. You're only looking at the man. You're only looking at how he treats her, but you're not looking at how she treats him, how she responds, what she does. So you don't want to do that. You just want to be masculine, manly, fight for your man, all that, and just fight and all kinds of stuff. You hear something in the night, you jump up like the man and run past him and run into it. Like, you don't even know how to be a feminine lady. You don't want to be a feminine lady because you had to work a job. You got to see that this is mismatched, is misplaced. You got to be the type of woman in these stories to match that type of man. So if you're going to go by the fairy tales, get that part right. Focus on the women in the fairy tales. And maybe you might get your Prince Charming. Maybe you might get a man who adores you and loves you. But if you're not willing to put in anything and you're just delusional, you only see, and that's typical of a lot of women. You only see part of the story. You only see the part that you want, but not the part where you have to put in. You don't want to see the part where you have to put in. You got to do something, baby. You can't sit back and just expect everything without having to do anything and then complain when you have to do something. What y'all think? A relationship is based on two people working together, not one, because that means that you're single. You make all the rules and all the decisions by yourself, but when you have two, it's a difference. It's two people working together. So you can't go into a relationship thinking that you call the shots and you make all. No, that's why you're single. When you think about a relationship, think about it's a give and take. It's compromising. It's working with each other. I say that all the time because a lot of people get it twisted. A lot of people want to go into these things thinking that they're the princess and the man is just supposed to do what they want to do. And that's why you by yourself. You don't even know your part. You don't even want to bring anything to the table. And I really wish they would get it together, honestly.